talk to you. I think the best thing for both of us is to just be done with this.
Why? Why?
Let me talk.
For what?
And I just can't do this back and forth anymore, and I don't have it in me to continue. You've already moved out again and have a life without me. For my own mental health, I'm ending this relationship so I can let it go.
It took me a while to get to a conclusion of why I believe Sophie decided in this situation here to not accept that Rob was leaving her. And the reason why it took me a while was because, you see, there has already been allegations or accusations, shall I say, from Claire regarding that Rob is someone that is quite abusive towards Sophie. And also on top of that, even myself in particular have even made videos showing signs of potential abuse that Rob may be conflicting in his relationship towards Sophie. And also on top of that, there have been some other content creators out there that have also pointed out the same things, such as his knuckles and all that kind of stuff. So therefore, initially, I sat there and I said to myself, but why is she so upset? Why can't she be like, yes, I'm finally gone. I don't need to be around this person anymore. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to people that do go through abusive relationships, sadly, the end isn't always as simple as 1, 2, 3. And it was a matter of figuring out, what is it in this one? What is it that's keeping us so tied in this relationship if there is abuse happening in their relationship? Now, here's the thing. If you haven't seen the video that I created regarding the 5 signs of Rob being abusive in his relationship potentially, okay, I reckon you watched that. But one of the things that I did speak about was, 2 of the things, in fact, that I spoke about was Sophie's willingness to always leave the house and move out with a friend, and also always having a third party with her whenever her and Rob are going to have conversations, because she feels the need to always have someone in her corner. Now, bear that in mind, and let's move on.
God damn, bruh.
I heard your stupid speech.
Okay.
You know. Bye.
I will leave. You're not a part of our relationship as much as you think you are. You're not.
Really?
So you can go console her or whatever it is you need to do.
Console her, because you're sitting here blaming her for this breakup when it's
you don't even know what you're talking about, and you have nothing you can add to this. Go inside, because all you're doing is
you shut up on my problem.
Then I'll leave.
Bye. Like, I'm done. He's gonna sit here and break up with her after all the she's put up with him.
So here's the thing, the friend comes out. Now, this is the part where we talk about the third party always getting involved. Now, of course, in this situation, it's a bit different. Sophie didn't necessarily bring her friend with her into this conversation. This is more of a situation where she's had a conversation with Rob, or, well, I say that. Rob has had a conversation or tried to have a conversation with Sophie. Sophie obviously wasn't willing to hear none of it, so therefore she's got up, she's left, gone inside, obviously told her friend was gone down, and then her friend is obviously come out, pretty much heated. So here's one of the things that we got to point out here is what the friend says here, because initially when I watched this, obviously my reaction was based on the friend just behaving out of as you can see. But with further thinking about it, in this little scene here, when her friend Kai says this,
go inside, because all you're doing
you shut up on my problem.
Then I'll leave.
Bye. Like, I'm done. He's gonna sit here and break up with her after all the she's put up with him.
What does the friend mean of all the shiz that she's put up with? What does the friend mean? Because here's the thing, we know that when it comes to the friend, she has definitely not been a fan of Rob, same as Claire hasn't been a fan of Rob, and the friend has definitely made, her feelings known towards Sophie in terms of the fact that she really would like her to leave Rob, because doesn't see Rob as really being, a good man for her. Now, of course, when these things happen, there's always a speculation. We think, is it because Kai wants to get with Sophie because that Sophie likes to be with women? Is it because X, Y, or is it because Kai's single? And sometimes single women do try and encourage other women to break up so therefore they can have them to themselves, so they can have all the girl fun possible. There's so many reasons that we can look at maybe why Kai does not like Rob and wants Sophie to leave him, right? But let's talk about this bit though. Clearly Sophie has gone off and obviously been vocal about certain things towards Kay, and to be honest, it makes sense because Sophie's also been vocal towards her mum regarding her relationship with Rob, and not only that, she also sent her mum videos, obviously showing proof of Rob's abusive behavior, something that we've then seen Claire actually expose on social media. So therefore, we know there's proof in the pudding when it comes to Sophie always bringing other people in to her relationship, and then also telling them information of what's going down. So it is an interesting conversation. So it's an interesting question. What does Kay know? What does Sophie actually told her? She told her the same things that she was telling her mum, which would make sense because right now, if you look at the relationship between Sophie and her mother, it is currently torn apart. So therefore, Sophie's going to need someone else to be able to let it all out too. And here comes her friend. And also it explains why she's always at her friend most of the time, if anything. Well, potentially explains why she's always leaving Rob to be with a friend, because maybe she feels safer. But at the same time, though, she has a tie towards him where she just won't leave him. And let's be real, when people are in an abusive relationship, even if your friends, your family, it doesn't matter who they are, if they tell you need to leave the person, you still won't leave the person. You will still hang on to that person because of whatever madness has gone on in your mind because of what they've done to you, right? Now let's just bear that in mind and let's continue.
Are you kidding me?
I came over here to say what I needed to say, and if I'm so terrible, then I did the right thing. Because Sophie, then why are you so upset at me because I ended it?
I mean, I'm soaking up the moment.
You're such a
like you.
She's lived with you the entire time, and that's why I don't like you, because you're fine. It's fine, I'm gone. Dramatic got all these crazy things to say about me, and Kay needed to stay in her lane and mind her business and let two people who were trying to have a conversation have their conversation. Then I'm not gonna sit here and play the game anymore. I don't even know if Sophie comprehends that this breakup is for real. It's like it's hard for me to even actually leave, because I'm like, does she get it? Like, is she actually getting it?
Now, here's the thing. It's very hard to break down what Rob is saying here. I mean, listen, obviously we know he goes back to tell the friend that shouldn't you be happy that I'm leaving her? Now, we don't know what he means by that in any kind of capacity. Actually, no, we do know. What he's basically trying to say is that I know you don't like me. I know you've been trying to break us up. So really, in turn, shouldn't you be happy that I'm now letting her go? That I'm now letting her go and you can now have her all to yourself as you wanted. But it also can be an indication to so many other things as well. But why does Sophie still feel the need to want to be with Rob? Because we know that currently right now, they have been seen together recently. I believe it was in Disneyland they were seen together recently. So we know that their relationship is still currently active. And also on top of that, we do know that they will be back for another season of The Last Resort, because we have seen them, of course, on pictures that's been exposed of them, you know, also moving around. But also on top of that, personally, I also know it's a real thing, because I have been told behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, though, why does Sophie not want to leave? Now, here's the thing. Let's break it down in a few different sectors. When somebody has been abused, they do find it hard to leave if they come from a life where life has always been hectic, because mayhem is what they're used to, so therefore they're more likely to stick around in that mayhem because it's what they know and it is their comfort zone. But at the same time, that we've identified that Sophie has the power to leave Rob and to stay with a friend from time to time, which can kind of rule that out to a certain degree. Or there's also another one, which again, maybe Sophie thinks. But remember, Sophie says that according to Sophie, she was there for her mum. Okay, she was there to help her through all the bad times, all that kind of stuff. So what if Sophie generally believes that she can save Rob? What if she believes that she can change him? Now, to be fair, how can she change him by not even living with the man? That's the million dollar question, because she has now moved out on 2 occasions that we know of, where she has disappeared, according to what they said in the show, for about, I think it was about either a month or 3 months. I can't remember. It's either a month or 3 months. But either way, though, she has left twice. Okay, but either way, though, she's still returned in some format at some point. Okay, so I do wonder if she truly believes that she can actually fix Rob, because you see, previously in another episode, Sophie spoke about how she doesn't want Rob to leave her because she knows Rob, she understands Rob, and she knows him more than any other person can. So therefore, she believes that she can be the person for him because she knows him that well. And usually speaking, there are some women in this world that have this thing where they just have to fix things. They just have to fix a man. They want a man that's broken, a man that they can fix, a man that they can solve. You see what I'm saying, okay? And in some situations, that man that is broken can sometimes be the man that is abusive, okay? So I do wonder if she's struggling to let go of him purely because she thinks that she may be able to fix him, so therefore she believes that there could be a future. Is she struggling to leave him because it is a comfort zone for her to be in some sort of mayhem? Because she has spoken about how previously she's been in a relationship where all of her partners have also cheated on her too, which clearly tells us that she has a chain of events of where each time she's with someone, she's always with somebody that is going to do some completely, that's basically going to be moving mad towards her. I hope I'm making sense, but either way though, I definitely felt like it was important to break this down based on the things that I've been able to notice. Let me know if there's anything that you feel like that I've missed, or if you think there's anything that I've probably, maybe I'm reaching, I'm out of line, whatever. Let me know your thoughts. Obviously, love to see your opinions, because I know that sadly there are some people online who do watch 90 Day Fiancé who are part of this channel, okay, and have sadly been through something that is involved abusive relationship. So if there's any signs that, or there's anything that I've said that makes sense, please let me know. If there's something else that I haven't said that you like, no, this is actually why I think Sophie's staying and this is why I think she won't let go, please let me know. But also at the same time though, I'm not going to forget the fact that Sophie is also a part of her own problems, in terms of the fact that she is the one that we've seen in episodes where it feels as if she is always trying to gaslight Rob in certain scenarios. So therefore we know that she's not totally innocent when it comes to their relationship and the dynamics of obviously what's going on. But again, like I said before, when it comes to the whole thing about him being abusive, this is all alleged. Obviously there's no actual proof apart from the video that we did see Claire drop of Rob obviously being very abusive, but we've never seen anything of him actually being physically abusive. That is something that was just noticed by another creative when they realized that Rob's knuckles looked like as if he'd been hitting something, and therefore that's where the assumption started to grow even more. And also on top of that, Claire has come out to pretty much say that, hey, things are happening that blah 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 blah. Nonetheless though, also if you haven't seen the interview that I did with Claire once upon a time, I recommend you watch that as well, so you can also get another insight on why we are talking about Rob in this way. But also at the same time, we are not going to ignore that Sophie is still her own problem, because there's definitely times we've seen her do things to gaslight Rob, if anything, from some of our point of views. Either way though, let me know your thoughts and your opinions and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.